VHF has one major limitation, and that is that it's line of sight. So the distance achieved depends on the height of the aerial. So we mount our antenna as high as possible. We use the correct antenna. There are different types of antenna, and make sure it's installed in good condition and it's waterproof. So the curvature of the earth will affect our VHF radio signal. The Coast Guard stations usually have high masts, so they can get out to 60, 70 miles for a big ship or a tall ship, 30 odd miles for a yacht, and half that for a motorboat. So 15, 30, 60, double it for each of them as you go out further. So 15 for this guy. This will get to shore 30 miles out, but 15 between two yachts. And then between two motorboats, it's down to probably 5 miles. And then if you're using a handheld, you're talking about 1 to 3 miles. Okay, so we've seen a huge increase in the use of handheld radios with kayakers, stand-up surfers. You know, I wouldn't go afloat without two things, this guy and this guy here. But if I had to choose one, I'd choose this guy, because with the VHF radio, I just turn on 16, I talk on 16, and everybody can hear me. With this guy, I'm only talking to one person at a time. So this is designed for marine use. This guy has lots of extra tools in him, so that's why I bring him. Okay, so I mentioned different types of aerials. We have a fiberglass whip coated aerial, we have a stainless steel whip aerial, and we have a stub aerial. So sailing boats will use the shorter whip aerial. It's designed for a boat that heels over. Motorboats use the longer glass-coated whip aerial, and the portable radios use the little stub aerial. Now you can take it off and you can put a bigger aerial on that, but you need the power to drive it. So why is there a difference? Obviously the stub aerial is for convenience and it will only go a certain distance. But why is there a different one for a yacht and a motorboat? A motorboat is usually static. She leans over just a small bit. So the signal is given out in the sort of a form of a teardrop. So it's a long, narrow teardrop for the motorboat. Because he doesn't have height, he needs to get some distance in, and he'll rock up a bit and down a bit, but the signal is still going to permeate over here. But if a yacht had this signal, the yacht would be leaning right over, and this signal will be going up in the air like this, and this signal will be going down into the water. So what they have is a rounder sort of teardrop. So if she leans over, the signal is going to still get right out here, and he's got the height to send it further. So with the aerial, it is important that we make sure the connections are tightened, they're protected, and they're kept clean. With plastic, be careful you don't tighten too much, because it'll crack. If they've any use at all, they're out in the sunlight, and plastic becomes brittle after a couple of years in sunlight, and you try and tighten up one of these and it goes click and cracks. So just watch when you are tightening them. Check for any damage or cracks on them, and check the aerial itself, the connections are right. So watch the ends. We're on page 4 of the notes now at the moment.